Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I would like to share you my input through screen sharing. Thank you for the invitation, Sister Zainab, to have this sharing with you this afternoon. Mayong hapon. Codes Day 2024. The theme of this afternoon Codes International Day celebration, the possession of the holy place of Quds or Jerusalem, and the responsibility of the followers of divine religions in the face of the recent crimes of the Zionist regime in Gaza. Images of Quds Jerusalem view, just to remind us. Blessed 45th Al-Quds Jerusalem International Day, where it is officially known as International Quds Day, Persian, Rose Jahani Quds. I hope I correctly pronounce it. Rose Jahani Quds, an annual pro-Palestinian day of protest, an event held on the last Friday of the holy month of Ramadan, initiated by the Islamic Republic of Iran in 1979. An expression of support for the Palestinians and opposes the Zionist Israeli state. These are the pictures of the Quds International Day celebration. Quds Day happens in opposition to the Jerusalem Day celebration instituted by Israel in May 1968, and which Knesset law changed into a national holiday in 1998. According to Imam Khomeini, Al-Quds Day is the day of the oppressed. May Allah honor his soul. Location of the holy place of Quds or Jerusalem, West Bank, Palestine. Palestine, officially the state of Palestine or Daulat Palestine, a state in the southern Levant region of West Asia. Palestine is a country in the Middle East composed of two regions, the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. Palestine is a legitimate nation before the creation of the Israeli state in 1948. In global side, there is Palestine. The given name, Abrahamic religions, Islam, Christianity, and Judaism have common roots in historic Palestine, popularly known as the Holy Land. But for many of us, it is very wrongly referred to only as Israel, especially among Christians. Below is an old map of Palestine from 1849, book, the Geography of Palestine or the Holy Land, which means it exists even before the 1948 creation of Israeli state. This remind us of the claim that Israel does not exist. These are the geography of Palestine or the Holy Land. Palestine had existed long before way back biblical times. Map of Palestine during the Old Testament time. Palestine during the monarchy period in the Old Testament with the 12 tribes which represent the 12 sons of Jacob, who was named Israel. Palestine in the time of Jesus. This is example of a government of Palestine passport of a Jewish woman named Hava Rogoven, traveling from Palestine to USA via France or Italy. And this is the Palestinian historic compromise during Trump's projected plan. This map, the vanishing of map of Palestine, is to depict that Palestine has no people as claimed by the Zionists, a land without people. So here we are, from the full Palestine country to the present 15% or less. It is a claim which legitimizes the Israeli occupation in the West Bank and settler colonization and maintaining the open-air prison of Gaza. The no reference of Palestine, but West Bank and Gaza only in the map justifies that Palestine does not exist, but Israel does. So, Israel today, political map, there is no Palestine anymore. Palestine is not on the map. Decades of occupation, annexation, murders, settlers' colonization, land grabbing, house demolition, burning of century-old olive trees, etc. happens in Palestine before and now. 1946 map and the 2006 map, see the difference? Palestine before the creation of Israeli state and after 75 or 76 years of occupation, apartheid, it became tiny dots only. The devastation of Gaza and the mounting death toll has triggered worldwide protests, bringing the decades-long issue to the center stage of global politics, the Nakba or catastrophe. This is the map of Gaza Strip. North Gaza, Gaza City, Deir el-Bala, Khan Yunis, and Rafah. How to live in Gaza? You can imagine how the Muslim brothers and sisters celebrated the holy month of Ramadan. While genocide and massive ethnic cleansing in Gaza is ongoing for almost 7 months now, West Bank, on the other hand, continues to experience more bombings, killings, house and olive tree burning, daily demolition, land grabbing, food blockade, and all kinds of atrocities done by the Israeli occupation force. So when you enter into the Palestinian Authority, then you can see the danger sign. Israeli citizens is forbidden, dangerous to your lives, and is against the Israeli law. In addition to that danger sign, there are hundreds of dirt or concrete roadblocks which prevent passage of all vehicles, family cars, and ambulance alike. Demolition. Israel declared annexation of East Jerusalem in 1980, but the international community still considers it an occupied territory. So Palestinians want East Jerusalem as the capital of their future state. Ben Gvir unleashed a wave of home demolition across East Jerusalem. This is the map of the depopulated areas in Palestine. Villages, towns, cities, and landmarks were changed into Hebrews. Ghost City of Hebron. In 2005, the city of Hebron or Al-Khalil was depopulated. Well, Hebron or Al-Khalil is mentioned in Genesis 23:2, Kiryat Arba. Illegal Israeli settlements, demolition, land grabbing, annexation, paved the way to more settlements. Chansana settlement and Sosia settlement is within our replacement area during our ecumenical accompaniment days. So look at Bethlehem. Settlements encroachment in Bethlehem alone is increasing. Settlements rapidly increasing in West Bank. So here you can see Israeli checkpoints in occupied West Bank. Here are the pictures. Endless waiting, people queuing. Different phases of checkpoints. Some of these checkpoints, we were able to go there and monitor the different violations the Israeli occupation force did to the Palestinian people. Violence and harassment at Israeli checkpoints, men, women, and children are no exceptions. IOF beating a child in a checkpoint. Entry not allowed for sick old woman. Old and sick man was not allowed entry for he could not pass the revolving door of the checkpoint. Fully armed Israeli occupation force manning the checkpoint. This result to restrictions, disruptions, and delay in daily movements of the Palestinians. There is also detention at checkpoint. Children are not spared. They too are subject to violations crafted by soldiers. Daily harassment, intimidation, discrimination, racism, humiliation, denial of humanitarian treatment, respect, and even medical aid. Women dying at checkpoints during labor or elders in need of medical assistance, violence, interrogations, and even killings are daily occurrence in West Bank. For those who do not know, it all started in 1948, not on October 7, 2023, as many claim and as many believe. So 76 years ongoing. And here are the list of the different massacre from 1937 to 2023 and the Gaza genocide ongoing. Therefore, don't let anyone convince you that it started on 2023, October 7. Never. Palestine has an ongoing Nakba or catastrophe for 76 long years already and counting. God have mercy to your people. 76 years of daily suffering from Israeli occupation force, dehumanization, and life's desecration. No wonder many people around the world support the Palestinian people and their cause. Responsibility or accountability of the followers of divine religions in the face of the recent crimes of the Zionist regime in Gaza. Abrahamic religions, Islam, Jewish Christianity, divine religions. Christian Biblical Foundation. On Psalm 82:3, give justice to the weak and the fatherless, maintain the right of the afflicted and the destitute. And Isaiah chapter 1, verse 17, learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless and motherless, and please the widow's cause. Christians for Palestine in UK. Remember the 100 children murdered in Gaza. A star guided the Magi to the dirty stable, where the Prince of Peace lay homeless, cold, and vulnerable, in perfect solidarity with the suffering humanity. With Christ's star as our guide, what will our solidarity look like? In loving memory of the Palestinian children who are robbed of their future, may the 1,000 angels smile upon us. This is our bilin and our mission. Biblical justice is rooted in the very character of God, and it is the outworking of that character, which is never less than just. The Lord's justice is also retributive. He not only establishes justice for those who have been wronged and mistreated, but he also metes out punishment to those who have perpetrated those wrongs. Jesus weeps for Gaza. Holy Saturday, vigil for all the children killed in Israel, Palestine since October 7, 2023. Holy Week with Gaza, Easter Vigil. 30th March, Christian Black, ceasefire now. So these are the different various calls or advocacy of the Christians. Thus says the Lord of hosts, render true judgments, show kindness and mercy to one another. Do not oppress the widow, the fatherless, the sojourner, or the poor, and let none of you devise evil against another in your heart. From Zechariah chapter 7, verses 9 to 10. The the Bible tells us to think about others first and sacrifice. Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility regard others as better than yourselves. Let each of you look not to your own interest, but to the interest of others. From Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 and 4. In our video is the New Revised Standard Version updated. The Bible tells the people of God to speak out for those who cannot speak, for the rights of all the destitute. Speak out, judge righteously, defend the rights of the poor and needy. Proverbs chapter 31, verses 8-9 in our video. In other words, defend those who cannot defend themselves and speak out on behalf of the oppressed and the marginalized. The church was designed to be on the forefront of the conversations about race. The church has been called to speak out against oppression, defend the marginalized, live as peacemakers, and lead their communities in reconciliation and transformative change. That's the mission of the church. Islam Quran Foundation. O you who believe, stand firm for justice even against your own selves. Surat An-Nisa, chapter 4, verses 135. Stand out firmly for justice as witness to Allah, even it be against yourselves or your parents and relatives. The Quran 4, 135. The Holy Quran says, you have believed, be persistently standing firm in justice, witnesses for Allah, even if it be against yourselves or parents and relatives, whether one is rich or poor. Allah is more worthy of both. So follow, not in personal inclination, lest you not be just. Justice in the Quran. Do not let the hatred of a people lead you to injustice. Be just. Quran 5:8. Absolute justice for all. O ye who believe, be steadfast in the cause of Allah, bearing witness in equity, and let not a people's enmity incite you to act unjustly. Be always just, that is nearer to righteousness, and fear Allah. Surely Allah is aware of what you do. Surah Al-Maidah 5, verse 8. Stand out firmly for justice. Holy Quran, chapter 4, verses 135. The Jewish Torah Foundation. We are called to be just and righteous. Genesis 18:19. Indeed, Judaism sees the preservation of justice and equality as part of humanity's universal obligations. You shall, you shall do no injustice in court. You shall not be partial to the poor or defer to the great, but in righteousness shall you judge your neighbor. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 15. The Hebrew Bible's vision of social justice flows from its teaching regarding the sanctity of all human life and its inalienable dignity. So it's no wonder that when the Torah emphasizes the importance of actively fulfilling the core value of justice, it repeats it twice. Tzedek, tzedek, terdof. Justice, justice shall you pursue. This is usually interpreted to mean justice and only justice, achieving just ends through just means. The Jews believe that it's responsibility of everyone to oppose injustice and oppression, and that the community should assist the unfortunate. According to this rabbi, Judaism, godly and compassionate. Zionism, godless and merciless. Pro-Palestinian anti-Zionist Israeli Jewish group. We're bringing the poster picture of a political detainee who is almost dying inside the Jewish prisons. Judaism demands freedom for Gaza and all Palestine and forbids any Jewish state. Very clear. Jewish solidarity with Palestinians means we support Palestinian resistance and listen to how Palestinians want us to show up as we resist along them. So this is from the Jewish for Peace. This girl or this woman. This Jew says, where there is oppression, may their tribe resistance. Free Palestine. Shalom, peace is certainly one of the central tenets of Judaism. We pray for peace in all of our worship services. Moreover, peace is linked inextricably to justice, and it could become a central component of our Jewish way of life if we not only were to preach peace, but to actively pursue it and live it in our human behavior through ethical interpersonal relation. From Ron Cronish. Notes is additional notes. The response of Arab governments to Israel's war on Gaza. Like the response to its previous four wars on the besieged Palestinian enclave has been feeble and flimsy, to say the least. But unlike Israel's past assault, this unraveling genocide, if not stopped, will have dangerous repercussions for the entire Arab world. Caught by surprise, Arab leaders sprang into action only after Arab public made it clear it would not tolerate Israeli atrocities against Gaza's 2.3 million Palestinians. Although Palestine has been and remains the foremost Arab issue, speaking up is all they have done, mostly in babble and cliches. Well, this is from Al Jazeera. Then from Al Jazeera again. As Israel continues to decimate Gaza and commit massacres of Palestinian children, women, and men, its Arab partners must reconsider their normalization and cooperation agreements before they are forced to do so under heavy public pressure. This denormalization process must start with the Palestinian Authority itself, whose insistence, well, on maintaining relations with Israel has allowed it to deepen its military occupation and accelerate the the cause of the Palestine, the accelerate the Palestinian land. Well, this is true. It is high time for the regime of President Mahmoud Abbas to sever relations with the Israeli government and start protecting its civilians from the Israeli army and settlers wreaking havoc in the West Bank. Well, it's like us that the President Mahmoud Abbas, according to the Palestinian friends I heard, our president is sharing coffee with the Prime Minister of Israel. Arab leaders must come together to end the genocide in Gaza. Come what may, because only by uniting and speaking in one voice in favor of Arab and Palestinian rights would they be able to deter Israeli aggression and foreign interference in Arab affairs. For this reason, we must continue to join and support Quds International Day for Palestinian people and all the oppressed who struggle for justice, peace, and freedom for all humanity. For me, I will continue to say, oppressors, occupiers, and empires will never be forever. There is no forever for them. Don't stop talking about Palestine. End Israeli genocide. Total ceasefire now. Thank you. Free Palestine, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Good afternoon.